Am I live? I'm live. Hey, everybody, Jimmy DeGroat. I wanted to do my first YouTube live video, so welcome to it. I'm going to try to be brief. I've been thinking about doing this for weeks, thinking about my lighting, thinking about my microphone, and I was inspired by a recent YouTuber that just said, just do it, figure it out as you go. So that's what we're doing. And you know what? I've been chewing on this all weekend and been getting excited to do this because my passion is to start a retail training, a retail success revolution. Now, why? Why? I've got this um, wonderful department store that I go to that I love. I buy all my clothes there, and it's a great department store. However, do you remember when, many years ago when you used to be able to walk into a department store and a clothing specialist would wait on you and this person would tell you what looked good with what or what you shouldn't wear at all? And I walk into this store and it's really self-serve because number one, first of all, I can't even find somebody to help me find what I need. Okay. And number two, when I do find them, they barely know where the stuff I need is, much less consult me on it. And whether we're talking retail department stores, whether we're talking jewelry stores or motorcycle stores or pawn shops or furniture, anything specialty retail, how much more successful would our business be if we learned how to consultative sell? What if we learned what if we learned how to help people buy? Kind of like the way it used to be done. I look at this now and I'm thinking with the basic, simple training and techniques, these people can double the profitability of this store if they just learn some basic selling skills. No, they're more focused on getting this box on that shelf and getting it put away before they go on their break. And I'm frustrated. I can't believe it. And the thing is, yeah, we can go into specialty retail stores and where they're highly trained. Then, of course, we pay that price for it. But why can't the most basic of retail businesses learn how to consultative sell and just suggestive sell or have a little bit of expertise? Now, this isn't meant to be a rant, but it's meant to be kind of a wake up call to say, what could my business do if my people were trained? If my manager was trained how to manage, not just take my best salesperson and turn them into a manager, which they don't want to be. They only want it for the money. Uh, they want to sell. They're your best salesperson for a reason. But then, what would happen if we trained our managers how to manage and we trained our salespeople how to actually sell? I sent a little video out last week and I got a response from my buddy Mark Garcia down in New Mexico. He's at Garcia Jewelers, and he said, "Great idea, Jimmy. I'm convinced that the number one challenge of all brick and mortar retail is facing lack of professional salesmanship." Does that not sum it up? That is awesome, Mark. Most retailers are dying not from lack of traffic, but they're dwindling because dwindling average sale, average closing ratios, and a new business pipeline. Okay. 100, man, Mark, you nailed it on the head. Retail should be a culture of sales results. And as we all know, most retailers focus on tasks and service. And that's so true. We're not even trained. We're expected to be clerks and wait on people and give customer service. There's a local C store, gas station, convenience store. It's called Quick Trip. Man, these guys are amazing. But, it's funny about this is because Quick Trip builds on this corner after this gas station's been there for 30 years. And you see 100 cars in this parking lot and maybe one car in that parking lot. Why? Because you go into Quick Trip and the people are pleasant. They're trained. There's an amazing culture in that store. And the profitability is amazing. I don't know this for a fact. I don't know the numbers, but you know what? Whenever I walk in here to get gas, they'll say something like, "Oh, pizzas are on sale this week," or "Have you tried our new specialty chicken sandwich?" Or "There's a lady up front. with the roasted chicken. New roasted chicken. Are you kidding me? Deep fried chicken in a gas station. It's amazing. You know, cheese, grilled cheese sandwiches. They're trained and they're suggestive selling and they're amazingly profitable because of it. We have lost that in our retail world today, and it's sad. The sad fact is that we're more interested in a person that comes in on time, comes in at all, okay, much less training them how to be excellent at their job. Yeah, we train him on logistics, on how to switch this out or how to stock these shelves, or we get the sheet from corporate that says put these things here, but we're not trained how to sell, and that's sad. And so many businesses are going out of business today because of the lack of profitability in their business. And their customers, they don't care because they are not giving them an experience. What would happen if we just learned how to give people an experience in our store? What if we learned about, this car, how to sell this car? What's great about the features and benefits of this car, features and benefits of this guitar, and then, oh, by the way, you're going to need a gig bag. You're going to need, you bought this guitar. Congratulations, man. Hey, are you on the road? Yeah. You're going to need a gig bag, or you're going to need a cord. You're going to need some straps. You're going to need some extra strings. Okay. You know, that type of selling, suggestive, is not high pressure sales. It's a customer service because you know what? I just bought a guitar and I'm driving down the road. I'm actually going to my first gig and I'm thinking, oh man, I forgot to get a thing and I forgot to get this or I forgot to get picks. And so now I've got a frustrated customer. Yeah, I made the sale, but I've still got a frustrated customer. We've put so anyway, I could go down that road. 6 or 7 years ago, a jeweler contacted me and he said, "Hey, I'm not training my people. Um, what could my business be if I just trained my people?" And I said, "Well, it could be amazing. It could be amazingly much more profitable." So I started the jewelry store training program. And the reason I started it is because, well, I'm a partner here in a video production studio in Green Bay. But I tell you what, um, the, I looked at how we train our people today, if we train our people at all. I looked at that and it's completely broken. Our training system is broken. For example, we probably train our people, most likely, maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 or 3 years, we bring a sales trainer in. Um, but the likelihood is we're not training them at all. Why? Because nobody has time to prepare for the meetings. The meetings turn into bitch sessions. I don't have time to figure out how to train my people. Um, I'm busy enough with my P&Ls and getting inventory in and getting rid of old inventory and things like that. So that system, it just doesn't work. It's expensive. It's very expensive. I mean, you got to pay a trainer 4, 5, 6, 8, $10,000 to come in for a couple days and train your team. But then the problem is you train your team and they get all excited for a couple days and the trainer leaves and it's kind of back to business as usual in the next few weeks. So, you know, and I'm just as guilty. I've hired every trainer you can think of out there. They've been in one of my stores and I've written them a big check. And this is not to disparage them because they're fantastic people. They're the best. I respect the heck out of them. It's not them, it's the system of them going away and then not having something weekly. It's kind of like if we sat and listened to an 8-hour sermon once every 2 years, how effective would that be? So, I started the jewelry store training program not 10 years ago, but 6, 7 years ago. And it's a 10-minute video once a week. It's a 10-minute video talking to jewelers, talking to jewelry sales staffs about everything from turnovers, add on sales, how to sell to certain personalities, store logistics, the up system, all kinds of things. I'm training them. And then we have them turn the video off and say, now go practice this one thing for the next week, not 50 ideas, And not I'll check with you in a year to see how you're doing. It's once a week. So we did that with the jewelry stores. And if you're interested in that for your jewelry store, go to jewelrystoretraining.com and you can see, or you just email me, Jim at jewelrystoretraining.com, and you can find out about that. It's $99 a month. Heck, it's cheaper than it's $1,200 a year to train your team. And if you do it right, if you do it with any semblance of success and paying attention to details, you should make that $1,200 in the first week, for crying out loud. Okay, you should double that in the first week. So it's cheaper than free in that realm. Some people tell me, Jimmy, your program's too cheap. And I'm just trying to make it accessible for everybody out there that's doing $300,000 in sales or $300 million in sales. So the jewelry store training program, it's a video once a week for jewelers. Now, jewelry is a great place to start because it teaches specialty, highly trained staff type of retail. It teaches retail that involves relationship selling. So Brad Huskin and I have come together and we've developed the Excella Sales Management and Training and Sales Training Program. The idea is we'll have a track for your managers to train your managers how to sell, and also a training track for your sales team, how to sell couches, how to sell furniture, how to sell, everything specialty retail. Again, that requires relationship type of selling, not just transactional selling like a pack of gum. I'm talking about things where people appreciate a relationship for the most part in where they buy. So I partnered up with Brad Huskin because Brad's been training for eons, and he's been doing it very successfully. He started off, I believe it was at Foot Locker or some type of shoe store like that. And the idea here is we have to teach these people how to sell so that these stores are profitable. Not just customer service people, not just clerks. They have to sell, and they're going to be paid, and they're going to be paid for their success in sales. And that's the way it should be. People should walk into a shoe store, and that person should know about the arches and what shoe is good for this and that type of thing. So you need consult. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm rambling. But Brad Huskin has an amazing program. It's called the PMSA, Professional Sales Training Program. It's great. What we're doing here together as a team is we're taking it off of DVDs and just putting it in an email once a week to your stores. Then we also have the management track, which is train the trainer, and that is teaching your manager how to manage. Now, I will tell you, if you took your best salesperson and turned them into a manager, your chances of success in that working out for you are not fantastic, because the reason they became your best salesperson is because they know how to sell and they love selling and they're great at it. Turning them into a manager, they're probably not as good a manager as they were a good salesperson, because salespeople is all about that process, those relationships, greeting that customer, knowing how to do that, knowing how to take care of, listen to your customer features and benefits. Management is all about, what are my details? What are my metrics that I need to focus on this week? What's our average sale for the year? What's our average add-on item? What's our closing ratio? Those types of things. And then, of course, making out schedules and all that kind of stuff. So management is a whole different realm than sales. Mark Garcia said it really good in his email to me. He said, "Hey, um, he said, keep salespeople out of non-revenue generating activities." Mark, you are amazing. That is just that I'm. It's huge. And in essence, salespeople should sell, and customer service people or clerk people or non-salespeople should do non-sales things. Okay, I know that once I did that in my jewelry store. I was a general manager of a jewelry store. Once I did that, profitability went through the roof, because I had excellent people doing customer service things, and then I had excellent people focusing on sales. And the beautiful thing about that, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'm going down a big road here, but the beautiful thing about that is they started acting like an independent uh, business person within my business. They focused on their clienteling, their personal sales and retail. bringing people through the door. And it was incredible because they had time to do that now instead of cleaning cases and, vacuuming the floor and things like that. So, huge, Mark, huge. Thank you for sending me that. That's our goal here with the Excella sales management program. So let's start a revolution. If you know anybody in retail, anybody whose retail business is failing, or suffering because of lack of profitability, lack of salesperson productivity, send them this video and let's get you going on an extremely affordable but immensely effective program called the Excella Sales Management Program. I'm working on building the website right now. I've got a website right now that's housing videos. So if you want to start on the program, you can start on it now. But I'm working on a good portal for that. Um, and we also are going to start creating the content for the Excella sales management program, and that's or not sales management, sales program. So that's going to be you being able to turn this video on in your specialty retail store, whether it's a pawn shop, whether it's a hardware store, whether it's anything specialty retail, and we're going to train your people how to turn into successful selling machines. We're not going to teach high pressure. We don't do high pressure. I don't do high pressure doesn't work. Maybe it works on the East Coast, but I've never seen it really successfully work. We want to teach people how to sell in a very effective way that's consultative selling that helps them to buy, not shoving things in their face. Okay, that doesn't work. So if you want to learn more about that, just send me an email, jim@jewelrystoretraining.com. I'll put the emails here down below on the video. And then let's see, there's also excellamanager@gmail.com. So, folks, that's it. I just want to start. I'm begging you, if you know anybody in specialty retail, send them this video. Did I do a bad thing by putting my closer at the end? I think, well, no, that's where it's supposed to be. Send them this video and we'll get them going, training their business and their people to be profitable. You know, heaven forbid, heaven forbid we make a little bit of money. Heaven forbid we ask the people that we're paying to suggestive sell, to say, hey, you might want to think about this tie or this belt works great with it, that type of thing. uh, our profit will go through the roof. Okay. So, anyway, send me an email if you're interested in this. Let's get going. Let's change the face of retail so it doesn't all turn into this. Okay. We can do it and we can be profitable and we can have a great business and be very happy. All right. I have to end my stream. Thanks for being part of my first live stream. I'll stop now. All right. See you later.